there is a kind of a README file that allows you to know, in terms of architecture, how to port your app into Neighbourhoods applets. And that's the delivery that we are working on right now, to finishing this template and making it really useful. So that's it's on GitHub right now in this repo here called Applet templates. And basically you can just clone and use this applet as a template to clone a new repo if you want. And here's a couple of steps you can do to get your applet converted into a Neighbourhoods applet. So basically, after you set up your environment, you are going to take a look at the repository structure. There's a file specifically here mentioning all the important folders, and then how do we decide to do the state management for the UI, and how you are going to maybe have to change your applet or in order to benefit from the SenseMaker components that we share. And there's a bunch of other dependencies that you have to maybe add to your applet, to your app, in order to make the UI compatible. And then you can just, npm install, add your zone code. So maybe you're copying the DNA folder for your own app, maybe the test folder and some of the items inside the UI folders. And then we have already some provider components. And what we call provider is basically just any DNA that's providing data to the SenseMaker, because that's, in terms of architecture, the SenseMaker does not store data from your applets other than the minimum required needs. And that's minimum required need is basically the resource reference to the actual instance of to the resource that's being assessed, right? So you just record the address, the entry ref address, and the agent ref, so you know who was assessing what, and the rest, the actual assessment is stored in the SenseMaker. But the SenseMaker does not store the data for your app, so you still have to build your applet. You build your app in the standard Holochain way, but and then this replacement of this provider example, it's like an example UI, an example zone that you're going to maybe replace, or maybe even delete and replace with the ones that you have. And then you have to create the applet config file. And here is a special section on this, mentioning dimensions and ranges, methods, thresholds, and contexts. So all the specific parts of the config file. And then after you set up the config file, then you are going to have to change this provider store, because we are using a specific store object and service that's inherited from and we are using some of the patterns there. So the SenseMaker is actually a part of the what we call the NH launcher, is a fork of with some of the SenseMaker components being in a store, a special store called SenseMaker Store. So you have to adapt to UI in terms of using these store objects. Then you can test your UI and then package the applet with the npm run package command. And then you have a web app applet that you can use inside the launcher.